around Hanover?
We did.
Or did you travel?
We did travel a little bit. As a matter of fact, we got to New York.
You did?
Yes, Dave Norris had a family, some sort of a family get-together, I think, and we were to be the house band for that for that gig. And
New York City, or?
Yeah, just outside the city.
Really?
Yeah, I remember the trip. I was scared. Never been out of Hanover.
Right.
And I just sort of sat back and said, "Wow, there's a whole world out here." But it was wonderful. It was a great experience. Great experience.
So then the Stingrays guys moved on, and
yeah, guys moved on.
And so the next band was
Kenny and I kept together and formed a group called the Nightcrawlers.
Mm-hmm.
The Nightcrawlers had actually two guys from Dartmouth. And guys, forgive me, I can't remember your names. It was so long ago. But the Nightcrawlers lasted for maybe another couple of years.
Yeah.
And
which brought you into your high school years.
Right. Yeah. Right. And in high school, let's see.
Was it then the ham sandwich after the Nightcrawlers?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, it was the ham sandwich. The ham sandwich was fun.
And who was in that band?
Myself, Kenny
Aldridge again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll figure it out, all right? We have the technology.
We have the technology, yes.
So the ham sandwich brought you to a band called the Tracks.
Yes, the Tracks.
Okay, and Kenny Aldridge, again, was in Tracks?
Uh-huh.
So I didn't realize you guys go way back.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
And that's where I met Skip, at a Dartmouth frat party about the fall of 1972.
That's about right, yeah.
Or 73.
72.
Because we moved back from Colorado in 72. And then Jeff Davis left the band in 72, and Bill Dorsky from Colorado came and joined us. So it would have been the spring of 73 then, maybe.
It must have been, yeah. Yeah.
And then did you join us? It just worked out perfectly because you were replaced by Bob Neal.
Yes.
And you joined us, and it had to be early 73 then instead of 72.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Unless it was December of 72, and Bill Dorsky only came for just a few months.
I know that Bill wasn't here long, and we had the same manager, Ed Malhoit,
right,
in Tracks and Davis Brothers.
Right.
And that's how we connected, besides, knowing one another.
Yeah.
And you forget that we played baseball against each other in high school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Windsor High School versus Hanover.
Yes.
And who won?
Windsor, probably.
And what position were you playing?
I was the catcher.
Now, did you play sports and baseball all through high school?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Yeah. Sports and music.
Okay. What other sports did you play in high school?
Baseball, football, and hockey.
You played football?
I did.
What position?
Center.
Really?
Middle linebacker. For a very short period of time. Football is very physical, and I wasn't a very physical guy. It hurt to get hit hard.
It did. I had the same experience.
Yes.
As a freshman in high school. It was, yeah.
Yeah.
The coach gave us a playbook. I think the playbook was like 200 pages.
Yes.
That was intimidating right off the bat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't remember which page I was on.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
And when did you learn to ski?
Oh, Lord. Well, being from Hanover, you go out to the golf course, go out up to Dartmouth ski area.
So as a kid?
As a kid. Through
the school program or whatever?
Started with the Ford Sayre program.
Yeah.
A lot of people may not remember that, but yeah, that was a wonderful program. They had the kids on skis. You would rent the skis, or they'd give you the skis, or your parents could buy them. And took lessons for maybe a couple of years or so, and sort of lost interest, but then continued on when I had the opportunity.
And did you play hockey at all?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't ski. I played hockey.
You played hockey. I thought that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I was a catcher in baseball and a goalie in hockey. So I love to have things thrown at me. High velocity.
Be careful what you wish for.
Exactly.
Nowadays, huh? Great. So yeah, so you joined up with the Davis brothers in 72 or 73, late 72, early 73.
Yeah, thankfully.
And then it wasn't long after that Tyler Tyler James Plotsky joined up.
Yes, yeah.
And so.
Yeah, Tyler was great for me as a bass player. His style of as a drummer was just perfectly suited to my bass playing
You
style.
guys, the tapes, and we have live tapes from then that show the rhythm section was very tight.
It was wonderful.
Very neat.
Yeah, great chemistry.
So that version of the band lasted from 73 until 76.
Yes, yeah.
And then that's when Brad Gibson joined us. Lane's brother, Brad, joined us. Tyler went back, and then, of course, in Tyler's interview, he explained where he went from there.
Right.
Ended up in California. But those were the 70s, the 60s and the 70s were great for live music, weren't they? I mean, you actually got paid when you went out to play.
Yeah.
And there were clubs and teen clubs and dances, and it was just, I feel sorry for the kids today who don't get a chance to go out and do gigs around, you know.
Yeah, it really is too bad. We played full time. We made a living, and you know, relatively decent living for the time, and it's lost today, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I feel like everybody's seen everything, heard everything, done everything. You know, what's next?
Yeah.
We push the envelope. So what can get people's attention?
Yeah.
I mean, I go out into a nightclub with a band playing and a big production, and they'll do a really big number, and at the end there'll be nothing. There'll be no crowd, you know, response. So
yeah.
it's a little. But I guess you have to just play music because you love it, and
yeah,
it's a passion for me. I know. So
yeah. Yeah.
So it's nice to have you back playing again.
Well, thank you. It's wonderful to be back playing again. I thank you for the phone call and to Tyler for starting this. It's just been a rejuvenation.
Well, you know, the whole reunion business at Shenanigans that took place was not only for us, but it was for the crowd as well. You know, there was so many people in the crowd that hadn't seen each other, and it was like Alumni Day times 100. You know, for people all around. They want us to do another one in Burlington. You know,
I heard, and it sounds interesting. I'd be on board for it. You know, if we
I think most of our work is the preparation work has already been done. So, you know, it'd be easy to do. It'd be a lot easier to do.
Yes.
In Burlington this time. You know?
Yeah.
So that brings up the question. So in '76, you stayed with us until we'll get back to the history. From '76 to '77, you got an offer to go out with an original band, right? Putting a band together with Bob Miles, our old drummer, who was from Denver.
Yeah.
And Bob was with the band from 1970, 71 until 73 when Bob replaced Tyler, and then Tyler replaced Bob.
Right.
And then in '77, you got a chance to go out and try something different and see. Did you guys ever record? I mean, where did you go? Wisconsin?
Yeah, we started out in Wisconsin, ended up in Denver.
Did you play?
We played very little, but we did play. The band was Babyface.
Babyface.
Yeah. A lot of talent, a great keyboard player, a great guitarist and singer. And I think at that time it was kind of difficult they were working on getting a deal. And at that time it was difficult for them to get a deal. They didn't have the backing. Yeah.
A record deal.
A record deal. And they didn't have the backing that they needed. Excuse me, so the best that we could do was practice a lot, which we did.
Where did you practice?
In